Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we are going to be doing a get ready with me. It's been a minute since I've uploaded, so I thought I would just sit down, do my makeup, chat about YouTube and my most recent reads, because that's kind of all I've been doing is just working and reading. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get ready together. I'm just going to put my hair back. My hair is like freshly washed, so I always feel like it's super frizzy, especially since I like just blow dried it. But anyway, I already did my skincare and I'm gonna go and prep my face. So it has been super hot here and very dry. It's rained like one time in like the past month. So since it's been so hot, I haven't been wearing like a ton of makeup or honestly any makeup. So I am gonna prep my face. This is like the prep that I do if I want my makeup to last. So I use the Hard Candy Hydrating Primer. I've talked about this so many times. I hope it's still available. I feel like with drugstore products, things get discontinued so often. Also, my face is super red because I just got done blow drying my hair. And I just like to push this into my face and more than rub, because I don't want it to peel and disrupt like the skincare that I just did. But this is such a good primer. Like, this is probably the best gripping primer. I've talked about this so many times on my channel, but I feel like this is the best gripping primer, and it's from Walmart, or at least you used to be able to get this brand at Walmart. I'm pretty sure you still can, but it's like the best gripping primer because it's still tacky, but it's not so tacky that it is really hard to work with and peels and like grabs your makeup and stuff. And then of course I love my One Size Secure the Blur primer. This one has just been my favorite for so long. So during like the summer months, I honestly either just don't wear foundation or I just do like a tinted moisturizer or a skin tint. This one I've talked about a lot on my channel too. This is the Cali Ray Free Dreaming Skin Wellness Diffusing Tint in the shade 2. They did expand the range. I wish I would have gotten shade 1, but they didn't have it when I bought this one. So this one you like really have to shake. It has the little like shaky thing in it. One thing I feel like people kind of complain about a lot with skin tints and stuff is like the shade range are always like really not great, but that's kind of the whole point of a skin tint, is that it's very flexible. Like, this is not my shade, not even close to my shade. This is like literally 5 shades darker than my shade, and it works perfectly fine because there's like so sheer that honestly you can get away like this. How this one is like 5 shades, they're so sheer, and this one especially just melts so easily into my skin. But I like this one because even though the skin tint, it actually has pretty good coverage and it lasts so well. For an oily skin person like me, it is so hard to find skin tints and tinted moisturizers that don't just literally slide off your face and aren't just straight up oil. I'm a little worried that it's getting discontinued because it has been on sale at Sephora for months now, like half off, if not more than half off, and a lot of the shade range is gone. So I don't know if they're getting like taken off Sephora or if this product is getting discontinued. I feel like you never know with Sephora, like if a brand is going to get like taken off, especially one that isn't huge. The person who owns this one used to own Urban Decay, or used to be like the creative director for Urban Decay, something like that. I don't know. So yeah, so I just do like a little very light layer. Like, you can still see like my redness, my freckles. Kind of just evens the skin tone more than anything for me. The key with summer, especially summer makeup, but also just helping your makeup last and not get cakey, is light layers. Like very thin light layers. Like, if that's like the key to making your makeup last all day and not get that cakey look. And I just like to go over every step with my little sponge. For concealer, I'm going to use the NARS Radiant Creamy. I haven't used this in forever. I have the shade Vanilla, Affogato, I don't know, and Chantilly. So I have 3 different shades. This one is like a little bit darker than like my skin. Like, it's like my skin tone, but maybe just a little bit, just a smidge darker. So I like using this one for like correcting and stuff. And then for like brightness, this one is more of a neutral tone, but definitely brighter. And then this one, the Affogato shade, is a little bit more pinky, but again, a lighter shade. So they're just different tones. So I kind of just mixed them. I feel like I've been feeling like a little bit unmotivated with YouTube. I feel like I do have a full-time job. This is not my job. And so it's just like kind of hard to create content and also work, and then also like pour a lot of like the people who do this full time, that's literally their job. They have all day to do this. They have 7 days a week, 24/7 to do it, and they literally have all day to edit and like put everything into it. But you know, if you do content and you have a full-time job, how sometimes, you know, you're like, you get home and you're like, I really just don't feel like getting in front of a camera. I really just don't feel like spending my day off putting on makeup and talking in front of a camera all day and then editing that and doing all that. And also, it's just been hard to create content on YouTube because short form content is so major right now, and so many people are just wanting short form content and don't have the patience for like a 20-minute video. So the people who do, like, I love YouTube. YouTube is such a comfort for me, has been for so many years. Like, I just feel like there's so many people I watch on TikTok and I couldn't even tell you their name. Like, I literally watch every single one of their videos and I love them, and there's some that I love and I follow on YouTube, Instagram, all that, and then there's some that I follow and watch all of their videos genuinely, I can't remember their name. I just feel like YouTube builds such a more like community than like TikTok or Instagram. Like, I just feel like YouTube, you pour so much effort and you talk for 10 minutes to an hour to however long, and the people who sit from that like really learn about you and like know your personality more than like TikTok. Like, half the videos on my TikTok I don't even speak in, honestly. Okay, something is like not working with this concealer. But yeah, so it's just been a little bit because you pour so much time into YouTube, and then for it to kind of get like no views or to kind of like not even grow, even though yes, I do it because I love it, it's also like you also want people to watch what you're putting out and what you spend so much time like and effort in. And since so many people just want short form content, it's just harder to get views these days. It's hard for people to find your channel. It's hard for people to subscribe because not a lot of people watch YouTube anymore, or a lot of people, I don't know how to explain what I'm like saying, but yeah, I still love YouTube and I literally watch it all the time. I'm just feeling a little discouraged and a little unmotivated and kind of just not super creative with YouTube. Like, I just didn't really know what to film. I haven't really been buying new makeup. I still love makeup. I still watch like YouTube and TikTok and stuff about makeup. But every so often I'll go through a phase where I just don't really look at Sephora. I don't really buy makeup. I don't really watch makeup things. And yeah, I've just been like not spending money, and I'm not a huge money spender. You would think otherwise because of my Sephora hauls, but I really am not. And so I just haven't been buying a lot of new makeup. And if you're not buying a lot of new makeup, if you do makeup videos, you know, like Sephora hauls get views. Trying new makeup gets views, declutters get views. So like when you're not buying new makeup, it is hard to find things to film because people want to just see new products and reviews on new things. So don't mind my ear, I just cut on. But yeah, so I'm just in a little bit of a creative slump with YouTube. Anywho, I'm gonna set my face with the Laura Mercier powder. I haven't used this powder in so long, like I kind of forget about it. I do think there's better powders than this one, to be honest. Like my Huda Beauty one, my Fit Me powder, my One Size powder. I think all of those, oh my gosh. I forgot I'm using a cream. Okay, well, I'll just set my under eyes real fast. This makeup is gonna be something. I forgot I'm using cream. I don't personally like to even put cream over powders, even if I know they work fine over powders. I just think you're better off. I'm gonna just set like that, and then maybe I'll finish setting here in a second. I was just chit-chatting and not even paying attention. I'm gonna go with my Charlotte Tilbury cream bronzer. This is one of my favorites. So this one actually does go over powder pretty good. I think because it's more of a cream to powder formula, it sets over powder really pretty, and it's not hard to work with at all. It's definitely pricey, but it's huge and it's just pretty easy to work with. Also, just to talk real fast, I love book videos. Like, I love makeup content, and then book is just like another passion for me. Like I love reading, I love watching other people's content about reading. I love watching book content. Oh, that's what I just said. Going on Goodreads and reading reviews and stuff. So right now I have read like I think 39 books this year, and my goal is 75. I think we're halfway through the year, like officially. If you're a book person, I hope you watch this. If you don't like books, I'm sorry. I have to talk to someone about it. And yeah, so I'm just gonna throw it in this little real fast. Reckless comes out, it came out yesterday, which was July 2nd. I won't be getting it until, I pre-ordered it, but it won't be here till Friday. So I'm doing a last minute reread of Powerless. So if you haven't read Powerless, please read it. If you like fantasy, or if you're just getting into fantasy, I feel like this one's a pretty easy one to understand. It's not like super hard like politics or anything like that. And there's only one book out. Well, there's 2 books out now, so it's not like a crazy series. And I think it's only going to be a trilogy I seen yesterday. One of my absolute favorites, I have read Throne of Glass, ACOTAR. I'm a big fantasy person. I love romance and fantasy. Those are like my top 2. Honestly, Powerless is up there with Throne of Glass and ACOTAR with me, if it's not close to number 1. I don't know. I loved it. There is no spicy scenes. If you are someone who doesn't like spicy, there's no spicy scenes, but it's just the tension. I love a good tension, okay? Like if it's just the banter and the tension, sometimes I think that's better. I truly do. Like sometimes I'm like, okay, I get it. I don't need 15 pages about it. I understand what's going on. But like when there's a little bit of tension and banter, it's so good. But yeah, so I'm doing like a last minute reread of that. I absolutely love this book, and I read it back in November, so I've been reading on the second book forever. So I just want a little refresher. So I'm like half reading it and then half just listening as an audiobook. By the way, I combined Rare Beauty, what is this, Grateful and Happy. Grateful looks so scary, but I just used literally the tiniest little dot. That still looks kind of scary. But yeah, so if you haven't read Powerless, let this be your guide to read Powerless. It is so good, and it's her debut novel, and I think she's only like 20 or 21 or something like that, but it's so good. I just finished The Rom-Commers by Catherine Center. I didn't absolutely love that book. It started off really good, but I feel like it really fell off during the end. So not my favorite book by her. Honestly, I've only read one other one. They're cute, they're good, they're nothing to write home about, they're nothing like amazing. All of her books so far have been 3 stars for me. I like her writing. Again, it's just, I don't know, the guy in that book I did not like. If you have read that book, let me know how you thought of him. Did not like him. It's like she was trying to make a grumpy guy that, I don't know, he wasn't just grumpy, sometimes he was just flat out mean, and I was just like, why am I rooting for you? Like, you're just being mean. I don't want you 2 to get together because you're being mean. So yeah, and then what else? Oh, and I've been loving Abby Jimenez. I read Just for the Summer, I've read Yours Truly, I've read Part of Your World. I just finished that one. I read this completely out of order, like completely. They're like an interconnected standalone series. You don't have to read them as a series. I didn't, but yeah, her writing is just really good. I really enjoy her romance books. I feel like when you read fantasy and then you start reading like just a regular romance, you're like, oh, why are y'all even having a conflict? You're not trying to kill each other. Your families aren't mortal enemies. You literally aren't in war. Like, I don't understand. Just be together, love each other, die happy. I don't, just call each other, pick up the phone. So I'm just setting my face again now. The Rare Beauty blushes are also great for summer. Even though they're pigmented and they're kind of scary, they have literally go such a long way, and they last forever. I think I'm gonna do powder bronzer next, and I saw this in my drawer. I haven't used this in forever. This is the Jouer light to medium bronzer duo. I haven't used this in forever, so I'm gonna use that today. You know, I love my Makeup by Mario F2 brush and just push this into the skin. Again, with someone with oily skin, I have to kind of just work in layers, set everything, If you have drier skin, obviously you don't have to set your creams with powders, but I do. And this is really nice. I feel like, is Jouer even a brand anymore? I actually have no idea. I need to look into that and see. I haven't thought about this brand in so long. Also, my most recent 5-star read was The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. That was the first book I've ever read by her. It was so good. It was so good. Like, I feel like I don't read a ton of historical fiction. I'm definitely open to like every genre of book there is, because you never know what you're gonna love. And I actually like history and like learning about stuff like that, but it was such a good book. It was so good. If you haven't read that one, I definitely think you should. It's about World War II and France in World War II, but it's just so interesting. And I feel like there's so many things that they obviously teach you about World War II, but there's so many things that I didn't even know. So many things that happened that I didn't even know happened. And you just get so much more insight on it and really like a personal view of it. And like, it was just so good. But yeah. So now I really want to read more of her books and get more into historical fiction, but I've heard Firefly Lane is really good. I've heard The Great Alone is really good. And Four Winds, I think, is the other one. I've heard a lot of her books are very, very good. I don't think every book she writes is historical fiction, but yeah, I think I might read Firefly Lane or Four Winds next by her. I'm pretty much just giving out like a June reading wrap up at this point, but those are like the books that I can think of right now. Again, I just haven't been into eyeshadow lately, so I'm not gonna do crazy eyeshadow. I feel like in the summer, like super heavy eyeshadow can be a bit much for me. So I'm just gonna take the bronzer and this Morphe brush, and I'm just gonna mix these two and just add that into my crease a little. Nothing crazy. I might just for laughs and giggles, I might go into this Lunar Beauty facelift palette and just take these two shades, just like a touch, because these are actually pretty pigmented. Oh my gosh, I just remembered another book. I don't know if I've just been loving like summer. Like, I don't read a lot of series in the summer. I feel like I start getting into like my fantasy and series during like September to like February, and then I get into like super into like romance or just like standalones. I read my first Annabelle Monaghan. I don't know if it's Monaghan, I don't know. It was actually like such an easy, I finished it in like a day or two. It was just so easy, just sit out on my porch like in like the sun and just read it. It was such an easy book to read. What was it called? Nora Gets Off Script. I heard such good things about it that I decided to read it, and it's just such a perfect like summery romance read that has a little bit more like depth to it. Sometimes I don't like saying what the tropes are because I don't want to spoil anything. I really enjoyed that book and I flew through it. I want to read her new one. I've heard is super good. I think it's called Summer Romance. I wish I would have picked it up at Barnes & Noble when I went, but that's okay. It just seems so good, and since I love the other one so much, I just thought her writing was so easy to read, so easy to get like involved in. It wasn't super long. I think it was like 300 pages or something like that, and just flew through it. Just like such an easy like summer romance read. So I really liked it, and I'm pretty picky with my romances because I do read other books than just romance. I feel like I've also read my fair share of romance, but at this point I get cringed out pretty easy with romance. Like sometimes I'm like, you know. So yeah, I really like that book. So I'm gonna curl my lashes and put on a little bit of mascara. Primer dry. It's just a voluminous lash paradise primer. I'm just gonna add a little bit of brow gel to my eyebrows. I really don't ever fill in my eyebrows anymore, honestly. I kept all those brow pencils, and ask me how many times I've used it. I need to just like get rid of them, honestly. I just feel like I have very strong eyebrows, so like even with brow gel I'm like super light. I just like to fluff through them, and it just adds a little bit of color. I might go ahead and spray my face a little bit. This is the all-nighter. I haven't added any more blush. I'm kind of deciding if I need more. I feel like I can never tell on camera if it looks like I have enough or anything, because I feel film with like no lights on and just like natural lighting, so sometimes it's a little hard to see myself. And then I'll like get up and I'll like go over to this mirror and I'm like, oh my gosh. I think I'm gonna use this little Jaclyn Hill brush. This is the Morphe X Jaclyn Hill JH06. This is the Too Faced Cloud Crush blush in the shade Golden Hour. I love this one. It has a little bit of like a luminous finish to it, but I'm gonna just take literally just a dollop. Sometimes I am a little blush blind, but I don't care. And I am gonna go over, I don't have any powder on this. It's just like whatever is left over. I didn't add any extra. Because sometimes I feel like I look a little shiny after my setting spray. And then I really need to buy a new one of my YSL brown mascaras. I just haven't gotten around to it, but I really need to get another one because I love this one, but this one is definitely drying out a little. For lips, I'm just gonna use my favorite lip liner at the moment, which is NYX Mauve. God, this is it. I just love this one. I'm just gonna use this lip brush from this Makeup by Mario lip liner. Cause like this lip liner is so similar to my actual lip color. Then I'm gonna take a little bit of this Ilia lip balm. Is that what this is? Balmy Tint Hydrating Lip Balm. And this is in the shade Wanderlust. It looks crazy. I'm just gonna do like a little, just like a little smidge. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of this Fenty Heat in Hot Cherry. I seen someone using this and I'm like, okay, my bag literally is about to crack in half. I seen someone using this and I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot about that lip gloss. So these ones are definitely spicy. Like as much as like the Too Faced ones. I'm just gonna use a little bit. Okay, so that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of chit-chatty life update, YouTube update, reading update, every book I've read in June pretty much. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this. Let me know what you're reading, what I should read if you like the little book segment. Also, let me know what you want to see on YouTube. I want to start filming again. I just don't really know what to film. I am going on vacation next Friday, but still I'm doing my best. So when I can't upload, I will. So just let me know with some YouTube video ideas, what you'd like to see from me. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I will see you in my next one. Bye.